Good evening and welcome to Success in the City. My name is Helen Webster and I am with the lovely
Sandra Scott, and it's just me today.
I was going to say, as you can see, we don't have a guest this evening because our guest has had some visitors come up that she wasn't aware of. So she will be on in the next few weeks. Okay, so it's Sandra and I tonight, which is fine. And you're going to have a lovely, lovely evening with us. So we're going to start off with our shout out for the kids, as we always do. So, Sandra, what kids are you going to shout out to?
Oh, well, I'd like to shout out for the little people this afternoon in Penny Lane because they were absolutely brilliant, and we did a bit of Chatterfit with them, which was lovely. So we did Chatterfit in Spanish, and we had them all being shapes of fruit, the different fruits and different animals, and they pick it up so fast. And I had some of the little ones, and they were just dead cute. And we did we did musical statues with them all outdoor on the grass. And I had a lovely time with them actually. And they're so cute, some of the little kids. But they're 2 years old, and they're saying everything in Spanish just straight away and remembering it at the end, you know. So there'll be, and some of them came with childminders. So there'll be some parents with these sheets or with Spanish to deal with tonight. So I hope they're all right with them. But definite shout out for them. They were great. Those little ones, they were just gorgeous.
They were amazing. And it was lovely that it wasn't raining today. Well, it was a little bit cloudy, wasn't it? And we used to do activities in the park sort of over the last 4 or 5 years through the summer holidays. And every Wednesday it rained. So this time when I spoke to Sylvia, and I said, oh, we're doing activities in Penny Lane, you know, and we're doing it on a Wednesday. And she was like, why have you picked a Wednesday? She said, it's just wet Wednesdays. And Wednesdays has always been known for it to just be like, you know, dancing down with rain. But we were really fortunate, and it was lovely, wasn't it, to be with them all today, which was great. So my shout out for the kids is Scarlett, our little superhero Scarlett. Yeah. Not last week, the week before, fell over and bashed her eye and ended up with stitches. So she went to Alder Hay and she had stitches in her eye, and then she had to go back and see the plastic surgeon, but it was okay because she didn't have to, you know, have anything like that. And then I was there today and later on, and I just said, oh, how are you doing? And I said, what's my shout out for the week? What's been amazing? And she goes, I took the stitches out myself.
Oh my goodness.
So they were butterfly stitches, but she took her stitches out and she said that she's still got her eye. So that was amazing. And they've done rock painting. So Autism in Motion have been doing amazing, amazing things. And they've been doing rock painting and some other types of painting. And next week, the animals are coming. And I think there's a baby llama coming.
When's this?
I don't know. I'll find out the date for next week.
I'll have to tell my friend.
But there's a baby llama. You have to book in and everything like that, but there's a baby llama coming in. I was thinking more of you, not anyone else.
Well, I feel I'd like to see the baby llama, but I feel a bit cheeky taking a child's place to see an animal.
You can help as a grown-up. So good evening to Patricia and good evening to Jan, who are listening in this evening. Good evening to you ladies. You can join in with this or that with us. And I also want to shout out to the superstar whack-a-ball champion, future champion, who was my little friend today, called Lucas, who had never played whack-a-ball. He was only 7 and just picked it up and was absolutely amazing. And Violet for writing me a certificate. So I got a certificate today.
Yeah, I think you conned that child into writing you a certificate, if you don't mind me. So you were certainly fishing for it.
I just said, everybody's got a certificate. I haven't got one. And then she said, I'll write you one. And so she did. So thank you to Violet for saying that I was the most fitness and fun teacher, she said, which was lovely. So thank you to them. And they were all amazing, weren't they? They were all brilliant.
They were just fabulous today. And I think because we've done a few weeks there, they sort of got to know us and they were relaxed. And it was nice with the imagination games because at first they opened the box and they went to the pack and they weren't too sure. But that now they're all cool with it and they use their imagination a lot more and did loads of stuff. So that was really good and everything.
Which is brilliant, isn't it? Can we play as adults? Of course you can, Jan. You can play anything. You can play whack-a-ball. You can play imagination games. And you can play whatever you want. And we've been into, so Jan's part of St Mary's West Derby School where we've taken whack-a-ball in. And Jan plays tennis. So it will be cool to to be in, and Peter Lloyd said he loves the imagination games. So Peter's a gardener, isn't he? And he's been on our show, and he bought an imagination games for two little people while he was designing the garden so that they could play with them, which was lovely. And I went to meet the two little people when I delivered it, and they were gorgeous. They were really, really good. Yeah. And Devils is listening in, and she says,
Karen,
lovely to see you both. Yeah,
oh, Karen, it's very nice to see you too, Karen.
Yeah, she's normally dancing on the tables, but yeah, so
yeah, she is.
Yeah. She'll be like fuming over that. So success this week, Sam.
Yeah.
And Joe's listening.
I've had that many successes this week. I wouldn't know where to begin. Quite different from, I'd say, my biggest success this week. There's just so many. But in chronological order, the first success I had after we did the show was, well, on the Thursday evening. I'm omitting what I know we're going to talk about. But on Thursday evening, our brilliant, fabulous friend Martin Sang had organised for us to go and do stuff down the Albert Dock, didn't he? And anyone who knows me knows I'm not a water person at all. But I did kayaking with my lovely friend Alex Warner, who came and kept me company in the boat, because I wouldn't have done it on my own, which I wouldn't have, but I would now. It was absolutely brilliant. And I was thinking, Martin doesn't know what it is for me to do that, because I'm so phobic. He didn't really understand. But all week I was preparing myself. Since he said it, I thought, no, I'm going to do this. And I really wanted to do it. But sometimes when I've tried to do any water-based activities, when I've started, I just go into panic and would be hysterical. And I didn't. And it was really good. I was nervous. And I did, and afterwards, and I did have a little Prosecco afterwards, very quick, like it was water, like that. But I just loved it. I was so happy I did it, and I would definitely do it again now. So that was a big success for me to do all the kayaking in the Albert Dock and everything, So
and my success was that I was able to paddleboard at the same time. So I wanted to paddleboard for a long time, and when he said that he was going to take you, he said, he sent me a message, and he said, he rang and I missed his call, and then he sent me a message and he said, I'm going to take Sandra and Alex Warner out of their comfort zones. Are you up for it? And I said, yeah, I'm up for that. And I was thinking, I don't even know what we're doing. And then I rang him, and he said, we're going paddleboard and kayak, and he goes in the Albert Dock. He said, and you go through, he said, it's beautiful, sort of like when the sun's going down and things. Yeah. And he said, but don't tell them. He said, it's a surprise. And I knew like how phobic you were of water and things. And I was like, oh, it's happy day. And I was like, yeah, Sam. And then you were saying, oh, what is it? And I was thinking, oh, and I didn't say anything. And then you rang Mart and asked him what it was. And he said, but he's got the camper van, and he brought that. And he laid on food, didn't he? And it was just amazing, wasn't it?
Unbelievable. And that camper van's amazing. He's done it all. He has all the stuff in the back, and then he's got his little fridge, and he had nibbles, and he had stuff for everyone. And it was just like the Thursday night, it was nice weather, Thursday evening, and it was just gorgeous. And honestly, it was just such a pit. It couldn't have been better. It was just perfect, wasn't it? It was absolutely lovely. And I've always seen people, because I'm by the marina, go past in boats, and I think, oh, look at those nutters, imagine doing that. So I'm really pleased I've done it now, and it was a big thing for me, and I would definitely do it again.
And I was delighted that I was able to get up on the paddleboard and it didn't fall in.
Yeah, I'm not so sure the paddleboard would have worked for me, because I'd have had to stand up and balance on something on water, which I don't know how the gondoliers do it. In the gondoliers do it in Venice, and it's so narrow, and they only have one pole. That's it.
Takes years of practice, doesn't it? But yeah. So hi to Joe Galbraith. Tell Scarlett we've given her a little shout out about her eye and her stitches. So she'll be made up with us. So we now do this or that. And then we're going to do this or that. And then we're going to interview each other, sort of things, San, aren't we? And what we've decided we're going to do is we're going to do a week in the life of.
Because we've had a cracking week. Yeah.
So we're going to do a week in the life of. So do you want to go first on this or that, or me?
I'll go first. Go on.
Okay.
So I've got one for you now. Gene Kelly or Anton Dubek?
Oh.
Ha ha ha.
Oh, that's cruel. Oh. Oh, that's like, I think that's the first time I've ever been speechless.
You're not speechless. You're still talking. Go on.
I'm probably gonna go. Oh, Anton Dubek.
Anton Dubek. Okay.
I just when I watch so both of them. When I watch both of them, I'm mesmerised by the way they move, because they just move, And Anton Dubek, models himself on Fred Astaire, and that's why he wears a tie when he trains, and he's always, and Gene Kelly, he's of that, that's what he models himself on, that sort of their professional of how they dress when they train and things like that. Oh look, Pat Morgan's on my side. She says that's so cool.
It is. I know, that's why I picked it. Pat,
and Gene Kelly is like, to watch Gene Kelly is is amazing. But I think I'd have to go on. I've seen Anton Dubek live a few times, and I've never been fortunate like to see Gene. But so
have you? Where have you seen him?
So I've seen Anton Dubek in the Philharmonic a couple of times, and we've seen him in the Echo Arena and things. And he just glides. He's just mesmerizing. And when I watch him on the telly, there's lots of dancers, and you just automatically drawn to him. So Jan Railton saying Debbie would pick Anton as well. Yeah. So we were having a little chat beforehand, saying that Anton's a judge this year on Strictly. So that's where cruelty came from. Didn't it? Right.
Okay.
Who would you go for,
Sam? So I've always loved Gene Kelly films, and we went to that Singing in the Rain thing, didn't we?
Yes, which was unbelievable.
Just before, just at the end of 2019, and that was just one of the best events. I just thought it was so special, how it was so clever, how it was done as well, and in the Baltic, that was absolutely brilliant event. And I love that, because I love Gene Kelly, and I grew up, watching those films on Saturday afternoon or something, etc. But I don't know. I watched Strictly, but I'm not into it like you are. I didn't do dancing when I was younger or anything like that. But I'm looking forward to seeing Anton Dubek. Plus, he's alive, so I feel I should pick him. You know what I mean? So there we go.
We're picking him because he's alive.
We're going to see him next year, aren't we? So I'm looking.
So anybody who's listening, we'd like you to say, who would you choose, this or that? Yeah, you can play along with us. That'd be amazing. So I'm going to go with you, Sanny. You ready? Manicure or pedicure?
Manicure.
Manicure?
Fast as that, because it's more visible to people, and that a pedicure is nice. I like a pedicure, but if I had to, I'd pick necessity first over. I don't like having my nails done because they hurt and they always stick things down, and all the rest of it.
But you don't like having them done?
No, I don't. No, it always hurts my skin and stuff, and they're always stabbing me with things and that. But I think I've got quite sensitive hands. I don't know. But I like what it looks like afterwards. I like how nice, and I miss getting my nails done desperately. I'm going to get back to that as soon as. I do miss that. But I quite like having my feet done, because when you have your feet done, it's dead now and everything. Yeah, so what is it for you then? Manicure, definitely.
100% manicure, because I hate feet that much. And I've got monkey toes, haven't I? I've got ET toe. My second toe is ET toe, isn't it?
What is an ET toe? What does that even mean?
So my second, so I've got my big toe, and then I've got my second toe, and my second toe looks like ET's finger.
It's longer than your big toe, is it? Or
no, it's not longer than my big toe, but it's like they were going to cut the bone out and then fuse my toes back together, but I said no, I'll just rock on with my ET toe. So I've just got like monkey feet.
I need you to show me that toe now, because I want to see what it looks like.
No, because I've like made a real point of it now.
Yeah,
looking at my feet. So Lamara's listening in, and Lamara says manicure. Pat saying that's a hard one for her because she loves Anton and Gene Kelly, but Jan's saying definitely Gene Kelly.
Lamara is amazing, because Lamara is about to do. She's been doing a bit of language, and she's going to learn it specifically, isn't she? So she can teach children who are deaf specifically, or include them in cookery courses and that, which I think is great, because she thinks that a lot of the deaf people are in marginalized group and the children are left out of things. So she's like, we just think she's fantastic. So we're helping her with all of that.
And she can come and be a guest on our show and tell us all about that as well.
Be a guest. We should get her on, definitely.
100%. Okay, I'm going to go first this time. Okay, so we're both agreed on manicures there. Trees or flowers?
Trees or flowers. Oh, right. Okay. So trees are essential for us to breathe, but flowers are pretty. But overall, I would pick trees, actually, because I think woodland, because looking at it on a global scale, Helen, so flowers are lovely in your house and the garden, and I love flowers. I really adore flowers. But if you had like just flowers and no trees, it would be terrible. So if you have to pick one over the other, it's got to be trees, because when you look at lots of areas that are really green, it's almost like rest your eyes. It's nice to look at where things are very lush. And if you go to places like the Alps or Finland, places like that, you've just got miles and miles and miles of greenery. It's incredible to see. So trees, definitely.
And I would say trees for me, because I love being in the woods and things like that.
Pat's had her toe fused.
I know, but she has gorgeous like manicures and pedicures. Her nails are always Pat's nails. So she goes to see Lisa, and Pat's nails are always gorgeous.
I need to see Lisa.
She's a bit of a glam. Oh, she's round the corner from your new house, so you'll be all right.
I shall go.
So Pat says flowers for her, and Devil says flowers as well.
Guys, you wouldn't be able to breathe if there was just flowers. Can I just say?
So that wasn't the question. Like, can you breathe?
I went to the practical aspect of it. Okay, if it was just what do I like? It's flowers. I love flowers.
Yeah.
But we need trees in life.
What about trees for me? But I also, on my bucket list is New England in the fall. When people follow the trees.
Yeah, lovely.
And so that's on my list of things to do, because I always look at that and I just think the colours
they're just covered in, it's just beautiful. All the reds and everything, all Maine, Connecticut, Vermont, all they're absolutely gorgeous. Yeah, lovely.
So that's on my list. Okay, go on.
Okay, so the next one is musical or adventure film.
Oh, musical, hands down.
Really?
Musical, hands down.
For me, I fell asleep in Star Wars at the Pixar.
That's sci-fi.
Rona goes, well, that type of film where there's all loads going on. Oh, Rona, I can't believe you fell asleep in Star Wars, honestly. But I love musicals. What's your favourite musical? Can I just ask?
I don't know. I love I don't know. I don't think I've got a favourite.
That's what mine is. I'll give you the clue.
That's South Pacific.
No, but I get why you said that. Hairspray. Because the emotion of you. I can't sing.
Maybe because you got that one. You might have given me a bit more of a clue. Hairspray's coming on to the Empire at the end of August.
I know. I saw that. We should go. But
I've never seen Hairspray the music. I've seen Hairspray the film like millions of times.
Mr. God, it's one of the best musicals.
Have you seen it on the stage?
I saw it in London. I took my mum. I took Ronan, who then said it was the last time he was going to see a musical. Not because he didn't enjoy it, because he did, but he doesn't like it when I get up and dance at the finale. He hates that, which I've always done. And it all started in the Empire when we went to see Greece, and he went, Mom, no! So when he was younger, so he was 12 when we were in, and he went, there's no other men in here. He looked round, and then he went, I'm not coming to any more with you. That was it. That was the cut-off when he was 12. But so I love Hairspray. It's my favourite.
I love Hairspray.
I also think everyone in the world should see Wicked.
I haven't seen Wicked either.
If you've seen The Wizard of Oz, you have to see Wicked.
One of my favourite movies is Wizard of Oz. Yeah. And I've never seen Wicked, and somebody said you can watch it. You can watch the theatre version of it, but on film.
Yeah,
but I was like, no, I need to wait and see it actually on the theatre, and then I'd watch.
Everyone should see Wicked, because when you watch The Wizard of Oz, it's entrenched your beliefs. Oh, the Wicked, this, that, and the other. You see the flip side of the story, and I just think everyone should see it, because it's just fantastic. It's so good. But there we go. So it's Hairspray for me. So did you pick one? Or is it Oz?
I love Hairspray. I love The Wizard of Oz is one of my favourites. That's not really a musical.
Wizard of Oz is a musical.
Yeah, it's not really like Chitty Chitty Bang Bang's one of my faves.
Yeah.
I absolutely love Chicago. Chicago's one of my favourite films.
I've seen Chicago, yeah.
I love Chicago on stage as well, which was brilliant. Beauty and the Beast, I've seen that on stage.
Oh, yeah,
that was
lovely.
phenomenal.
I've seen that in London and Liverpool.
Yeah, I've seen it London, Liverpool, yeah. Cats, I love Cats. I've seen Cats. Yeah. I've seen Cats a few times. Les Mis.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Stopped my heart out in that one. What else did we go? What's the other one?
There's so many. I like Chess. I've seen that at the Empire years ago.
What's the Vietnamese one?
Saigon.
Oh, Miss Saigon. I went to see Miss Saigon in the Empire, and my mum and dad were going with all their friends. Something had happened to my mum. I don't know why, but she couldn't go. So I had a ticket, and me and dad went, and
yeah,
it was like, I just sobbed all the way through it. As you know, I'm tiny tears anyway. There's a saying chorus line's amazing.
It's all the glamour with chorus line, isn't it?
Yeah, Singing in the Rain. We've seen Singing in the Rain a couple of times. I've seen that live as well.
Loads.
42nd Street.
Oh, well, come on. Okay.
Yeah, we'll just name every single musical as we go along. Okay.
This is our last one, isn't it? Go on.
Next year, when you're a millionaire, okay, a personal chef, okay, would you rather have for the rest of your life a personal chef or a personal fitness trainer?
Would I rather have chef, and I'd have Sean, hands down, who I used to live with, because it was the best experience of my life, having every meal made for you by someone who's so clever and knowledgeable, knows exactly what they're doing. You see some veg in that and it just tastes amazing, and the flavors. I would have a personal chef, hands down. Okay, because the fitness person leaves you in pain the next day. The chef makes you feel lovely when you eat your food, and you magically lose weight at the same time and feel dead full. That was the best thing ever for me when Sean Paul cooked for me. It was just amazing. I was so lucky. So look, everyone's going chef. Mart's watching it now. Mart, you've had a good shout out about my kayaking. Chef, they're all saying. Brilliant. Okay. What about you? Would you rather have a PT, which is weird because you are one, or a chef?
So I'd love to have a chef. I'm going to have both. So I'd love to have a chef who cooks everything. But my big thing is I'd like to have a pro golfer, which I'm going to have. I'm going to have my own sort of pro golfer to go round and tour golf courses, but have him or her with me to actually play the round. That's my big thing.
I'll have a golf lesson then. There we go.
So I've played. I've been fortunate enough to have to play around with a pro golfer. When I used to have lessons with a lad called Scott. And when you've got a professional there with you, your game is just amazing. And I'd like a professional tennis player. But I think chef. I think to wake up and have your breakfast, dinner, and tea made.
All laid out like that.
Yeah.
And he'd had a bowl. He didn't do breakfast. He'd have a bowl, and also you started eating a bit later. So I was starting about 10 o'clock, and like a little snack of some cashew nuts or something. Lunch was just divine.
Yeah.
And then, in fact, they asked me to stop making inappropriate noises when I was eating the food because they didn't put it as politely as that. But it was just so lovely, the food and dinner. And we ate vegan all week, but every Saturday me and him had a steak because he's from Texas. So I was just so lucky.
Yeah.
There we go. So, okay. All right. Okay.
We're now going to do a week in the life of.
Okay.
So as our guest couldn't make it, and we were like, what are we going to talk about? And we've had amazing successes, haven't we?
Yeah.
And we've had amazing successes with other people helping us and supporting us. And so we're going to go through our week, aren't we?
Okay, I need to get the diary up to remind me of my week because it was that busy.
Okay. So I'm not sure whether last Wednesday when we were on and we were talking, whether we'd talked that we'd signed for an office in the Baltic.
I think we might have said we did have our new office, which we were very excited about. Okay.
So we signed for our office, didn't we, on in the Baltic? And things are starting to change, aren't they, slightly for the business now. We're able to be out and about and move and things like that. And this is for IP Presents, and we've got Lou, which is the amazing interactive playground machine, which turns the space into an interactive playground, and it's for learning and movement, and it's based on the curriculum, and it's phenomenal product. And we're just excited, aren't we, that we can sort of start motoring with it, what we've done. And so we've the government have given a scheme, haven't they, for kickstarts, and young people aged 16 to 24 are able to who are on universal credit, because quite a lot of the young people can't get a job because they've got no work experience, and can't get work experience because they haven't got a job. And so we applied for 2 young people who are kickstarts for a 6-month project, which is supported by the government, which, you know, as a new business starting up, and it is amazing, and you know, it's a great opportunity for us. So we decided that we'd take up the offer, and we'd interview 2 young people. The job centre, we went on Thursday, didn't we? That's right. To interview 2 young people. So we decided that we wanted one who's going to look after the social media computer website side of it, and then we were going to have one who's a little bit sporty, who can do some little admin tasks as well. And do you want to tell them, San, about our first or our second little person, young person even?
I'll tell you about the first one then. So I thought it was quite nice because we had to speak to the job coaches about what the positions were and what our vision was and what we were offering, the type of person we wanted. And we discussed the 2 jobs, and one of them was sort of very much office based on the computer, a WizKid, and then one of them was extrovert, out and about, doing all the sporty activities with the young people, etc. And we sat there, and we sat on the sofas, didn't we? And they sent a young man over, and he was fabulous. He was absolutely fabulous. We were delighted with him, weren't we? And that's it's just the perfect type of person. And he was excited, and he was delighted he was going to be working in the Baltic, which I thought was quite cute and lovely. So that was good. But it takes about 4 weeks, doesn't it? So he won't be coming until September. And so we were very excited about that. And then that was all who came. And then they said there'd be someone the next day, didn't they? And you tell them about the next person then.
So then on the Friday, we said we wanted somebody who was a little bit sporty and stuff like that. And we had a young girl come in, and we interviewed her, and amazing, ticked every box. And you know, when we showed her the product, she was she basically was like, you know, if they had that in school when I was there, I'd wanted to learn more. And she just loved it, and she was sporty, and she wanted to do a little bit of outdoor things. She wanted to work with children, and
it was perfect.
And so it was quite funny because we had 2 interviews, and took the 2 people straight away, didn't we? You know, because we were all just the right fit for each other, and that was our big thing, was that we're all become a little team, and you know, we're all
I think it's very exciting.
Little work family we've got.
And then on Friday evening, 4 of us got together for the first time, January, or the end of January, beginning of
Jan 2020, when we were in Bett.
When we were in London for the show, and that was that. So that was just lovely. And we went to Luban, which is like one of my favourite places. We had all the dim sum, and it was their think event, Think Wine, and they had all the Prosecco, and that was so nice. So I had a lovely evening. It was just really, really good. So that was just last week.
Yeah. So so it was my first time in Luban, and we're definitely going to go back. You know, the customer service was second to none, wasn't it? Amazing.
There's another brilliant chef, really, Dave Critchley. He's the executive chef there, and it's him. He did all the setting up of lids. during the lockdown. So Liverpool Independent Delivery Service, so people can get deliveries from independent businesses, and it kept a lot of those businesses like greengrocers and that going through lockdown as well. And I just love the ethos of it, and it's very authentic in there. Like they've got a lot of the signage in Mandarin and things, so I love what they're trying to do there, you know. And he went out to, they made a program about it, he went out to China to train for 3 months. And it's a provincial style of cooking they do in that province, and it's known for sort of brilliant cuisine and everything. So we're very lucky to have that restaurant in Liverpool, because the investors could have put it anywhere in the country. So
but there was a big thing. I remember when that show was out on and I remember them saying, you know, I think he might have been on Saturday Kitchen or something like that, and they were saying that, you know, nobody sort of gets the opportunity to go and train. And then, you know, this guy had gone over from Liverpool and he'd trained, and they did a program on him of you know, his success and how he did it and come back.
And him and Mike Mountfield was like was sort of the lead on it, and then Dave Critchley is the executive chef, and they're the only people who are they've got like this award, this master of the cuisine or whatever. I can't remember what it's called, excuse my ignorance, but they're the only ones to ever have it who aren't Chinese. So
which is amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, which is more success in our city.
More success in our city. And then on Saturday, what did we do on Saturday? What did I do on Saturday? Did I come and meet you?
No, we did.
That was Sunday.
My friend Marie came to see me, which was lovely. Before I had a lovely evening with Marie, so that was dead nice. Worked in the morning, and then I was doing in the afternoon, and then Marie came and had her dinner. So
Saturday I took my dog out and we went out.
And then Sunday was hilarious.
So Sunday, we started off with Dawn the dog walker, so the Walkies woman, she's known as, and lots of people around Crossford Park now. And she did a course where people, and she's going to do another one, so it was like a little bit of a pilot scheme. And she used autism emotions building, and she's doing a course on sort of how to be a good dog owner, so how to behave with your dog, and you know, like how you can get the most out of like being like your friend with the dog and stuff. So how to play with them, how to take them for walks, and how, you know, their behaviors and things. And it was really, really good, and she was a little bit nervous, but she nailed it, which was brilliant. So I opened up for her, and then you and I went on a road trip, didn't we?
To IKEA. And we misunderstood and thought the restaurant was closed, but it was actually just the bistro. They'd have been best not putting that sign up in there, really.
So the bistro is the bit at the end when you've gone through the tills, and there's a little bit on the left where they sell like a hot dog and stuff. That's the bistro.
Yeah. So we thought the restaurant was closed, but it was a good job, Helen, because we were that long in IKEA. If we'd have gone for something to eat, we wouldn't have got what we needed. Anyway, we got bargains galore, didn't we?
Oh, we did amazing.
Standing up desks and all kinds of things and everything. So that was absolutely brilliant. So I was made up about that, and what a laugh. And then we bumped into our mate Terry from Strand Road and his wife from Strand Road Garage in Bootle. So that was great. And it was just hilarious. And we got silly in the end and just was shoving wine glasses and everything in, which was great.
So we decided that we'd get 6 wine glasses, because you never know when somebody's going to turn up and celebrate with us, you know. So we got the 6 wine glasses, and then I got home and opened the boot to get something else, and the box of wine glasses just went all over the floor. But we managed to save 2, which I just thought to myself, well, there's me and Sandra sorted.
Yeah, they're all right. Never mind.
Everyone else will have to drink out of a mug.
Young people can have water.
So Jackie Palmer from the Amputation Foundation, who've been guests, and she says good luck with you.
Jackie.
And you'll be able to come and have a little look, Jack, when you're out about in Liverpool.
Come and visit.
And then, so that was Sunday, wasn't it?
Then Monday was great.
Monday was the best day.
Well, for me it was, because loads of the furniture in my house got taken for the office, which I was pleased about, because I've had house furniture and office furniture in my house for quite a while. So that was delightful, and it all worked brilliantly. And you and Emmett did it all, which was great.
Yeah. So Emmett came and met me really early in the morning. So Emmett's our new apprentice, and he's only 16, and has turned into a totally different. So school wasn't the right environment. And now he knows, you know, he's going to college with Brian Quinn, one of our previous guests, who has just given him all the confidence, I think. And the thing is, TPM and Brian do what they say they're going to do. I think that's a massive thing for him, isn't it? So if he knows that this is going to happen on this day, and Brian and TPM have put this in place, and then Emmett's, you know,
he's done brilliantly. And do you know, I didn't give a shout out, actually. We were talking about successes before, and there's loads of other successes really for this week. And one of the successes was all my young people who did the GCSEs. You know, and they've all did really, really well. And Emmett did well in his exams, didn't he? Which he hadn't expected to, and but he was very bright. I wasn't surprised at all. And he did very well in his exams. And my own son neglected to tell me until the last minute that he had graduated, which I think I've mentioned before, but he wouldn't really accept it because he didn't have the piece of paper in his hand. And I said, look, it's coming from Italy. You're going to wait forever. What they've said on the computer is right. It's just sort of accepted he's graduated now. So that was good. But I was just made up with all the young ones, and Emmett did well as well, didn't he? So
because it was Thursday, wasn't it? Thursday was GCSE day. So, so Em came, and then we went into the office and we took all of the furniture in and we built it all. And then we went and got our Stewart's van, so my brother's van. We went and picked that up, and it's a flatback pickup. And then we went to your house and we took all the furniture apart, put it on the back of the truck, drove round to the office, carried everything in, rebuilt it all, and then set the office up. And it was quite funny because so Em and I, neither of us have ever taken hinges off doors. So we'd taken all the hinges off the doors to make them lighter to carry in. And then we put all the hinges back on the doors, don't you know, I should do. And we'd done it slightly wrong, but that's okay because we'd never done it before. And then I think the very last two, we realised that there was an easier way of doing it. So we took them all off to do the easy way and then put them all back on again.
Nice.
But he worked from 7:30 in the morning till 5 o'clock, didn't stop. You know, we even ate our dinner in the car going to pick the van up. And it was just absolutely amazing. But our little stroke of genius was we've decided to make our office vinyl only.
Yeah.
So Emmett went up into his loft. So I said, we're getting a record player. And we're going to have vinyl only in our office. And so if you come to the office, you can bring some vinyl with you, or you can have a choose of one of ours, you know, and put it on. And so he went up into the loft and he got a box of vinyl down. And so we had a great time because we were, you know, having a little sing and choosing. And it's quite funny because when you've got my choose was the Beach Boys. So I chose the Beach Boys, and it was the 20 greatest hits. And we'd put it on the record player, and then all of a sudden the music had stopped, and I was like, what's a bit? Because it's only 10 records, 10 songs per side. So we're used to listening to CDs, aren't we? And when you put a CD on, you listen to 20 tracks. And now CDs we don't really listen to because we have Spotify. I have Spotify on my phone and stuff. So when you put a playlist on Spotify, it can be for 3-4 hours, can't it? You know, of music without, or you listen to the radio and you haven't got to. And it was lovely to see, you know. And so any vinyl out there, people are more than welcome to drop your vinyl.
When you said to me about that, I was like, but when I was working in the office yesterday and I painted all the table and everything, and I put an album on and I was like, oh, and it does go really quickly because you forget, you know, and it does go really fast, but it's lovely putting an album on. It's just like really nostalgic and everything. And that, but I've jumped ahead there because I've started talking about yesterday.
So that was Monday, wasn't it? Monday we sorted the office.
And then I had a brilliant meeting as well on Monday with Wadsworth, who runs a tuition company for kids in English and maths up in Mughal. That was interesting. And then I had a great meeting with a young person who has a degree in law and Spanish. So we had a little chat maybe about him doing some Spanish work for me. So that was cool. And then
Tuesday, what did we do on Tuesday?
I worked in the morning teaching, and then I painted the table.
Yes, you
Oh,
did.
oh, hang on a minute. I've missed a bit. So I went back to exercises. And I thought,
Tuesday.
Helen will take this easy today. There was other people, but I haven't been back for a while. But no, you chose a HIIT workout. But at least it was over fairly quickly. That's the thing. But I have felt it today. As soon as I woke up, I was like that, with my arms. So tomorrow morning's going to be interesting. And our mate Christine's coming as well. So she'll be all active and I'll be struggling to lift my arms.
You'll be fine tomorrow.
There you go. Yeah, so that was yesterday. And then I painted all the table, which I made. I've missed a bit again. I went into Abercans. You said something with a monkey on, the material to cover the stuff. I literally walked in, went curtain fabric, the furnishings, curtain fabric, found it. Yeah, monkey, brilliant. Opened a piece, opened another piece, all the right colours, weighed it, bought it. And I was outside Abercans when it opened, and I'd paid for the fabric at 10:10 and then left. It was unbelievable. Then I went up to Lark Lane to get the French chic paint.
Yeah.
And they weren't open till 11, so I had to wait a little bit. And then as soon as they opened, I went and I got the paint as well. And then I painted the table in the afternoon. So I've still got all the chairs to do though, but I'm quite excited about all of that.
Yeah, we can do them, can't we? We can do them tomorrow.
And then in the evening.
But Tuesday we did, what did we do on Tuesday? So Tuesday morning, I met a lovely, so Audrey brought her daughter-in-law to the Lowlands where we have our class because she's a teacher. And she's on school holiday, so she was able to come. Lovely, Irish, so amazing accent. And we had a lovely chat. And she's a teacher over in Wallace, and she works in a SEND school. Is it Elland Park?
Ellery Park.
Ellery Park, so she works there. And we were having a little chat about stuff. And so she's taken our number, and I'm going to have a little chat with her and stuff like that. But she was such a lovely person, person. So that was lovely. And then we went to Norris Green Park with the kinship carers. And we'd said they were going to Crosby Beach on a day out. So I said, when you go to Crosby Beach, get some rocks and pebbles and things, and then we'll paint them. Yeah. And then we'll hide them, around the park, and we'll find them. And it was a bit of a lousy day. It had been raining all day. So there was 2 families there. So the little girl, Evie, who's, I think she's about 8. So I said, so we'd coloured the rocks in and things. So I said, before we hide them for everybody else to find next week, we'll play a game of hotter or colder. So when you hide something and when you get close to it, you say warmer. Yeah. So they didn't understand what it was. So they'd obviously never played this game. Yeah. So I tried to explain all the instructions to her. So she said, okay. So I said, I'll hide by this tree and you go. And Emma was with me. So they went and hid it, and then she comes back. And so she goes, I said, right, okay. I said, I'm going to walk this way. And she goes, oh, you can pick that tree or that tree. So I said, oh, well, so I was walking to the other tree because I knew it must have been at that tree, Yeah. She went, no, you can really walk towards that tree. So I walked towards the tree, and she was going warmer. And I was like, brilliant. And then we got to the tree, and then she just put it on the floor, hadn't it? So I was pretending to walk, the opposite way around the tree. Yeah. So I was pretending to look for it, and she went, oh, are you blind? She went, it's just there, not by the tree. And I was like, oh, cute as that. So then I said, oh, no, I said, you can't tell me. I said, you just got to give me clues, like hotter or colder. So she says, oh, okay. So I said, right, I said, I'm going to look for the second one now. So she goes, where do you sit in the park when you're tired? So I said, oh, on a tree stump. And she went, no, the bench. She went, the stone's under the bench.
Carrie, hang on a minute. Only you would answer tree stump.
Because I was trying to be like, because I was trying to
right. Yeah. The bench. Okay.
So she was there, and she was like, no, it's at the bench, and it's under the bench. So she told me where it was without doing hotter or colder.
I used to always play that game to teach hot and cold, foreign languages, because you learn it, and also for other people, it's like comparative adjectives is what you call it, like hotter, colder, that type of thing. So it's really a good game for teaching foreign languages if you want to teach them that. And the kids always just loved it,
So she just didn't. She was just like thought I was just like this ridiculous person because I didn't look for the stone, and I was like, but she was dead cute. Yeah. So that was Tuesday. Tuesday night, didn't do anything.
And today.
And then today, this morning, we've been to Leamington. So Andrew and I went to Leamington, and we had it was great where we played some outdoor games and some indoor games because it was the weather was a little bit not the greatest today. And then you and I went to Penny Lane, didn't we, for our last session with the Penny Lane Community Trust, which was lovely, wasn't it?
Yeah, I was working this morning, and then I had a little meeting with Des, and then I went to Penny Lane, and I really enjoyed it, especially with the little ones today, because I was a secondary teacher, so I like working with teenagers and that. But I really enjoyed it with the little ones today. They were just so gorgeous and so cute. And as I said before, just saying the languages straight away because we had such a good time. So that was good. And then I had Brian Quinn. I've just taught Spanish for the show. So that was brilliant. And then here we are today. So we've had a brilliant week, really. It's been just a dead nice week all round. It's just nice getting out and about and people getting back to normal now, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. It's lovely to be out and about, and it's just lovely to have things to do, isn't it? And people to see, and it's nice to see people's businesses are moving on, and people are doing things and being able to go back to work a little bit more, aren't they? Which is lovely to see. Yes. So have you had any red faces this week?
Well, I haven't that I can think of as such. I probably have, but I've forgotten them because I am and about, so there's no way that couldn't have happened. But I did want to mention something because a guy on Twitter who does T-shirts had put Paul Collins, who was our mate Martin's friend, not Martin Sang, the other Martin Thornton. He used to be in business with him, and he does T-shirts and stuff now. He had put on Twitter, what's the worst typo you've ever done? Embarrassing typos. And he has something. And so I replied, and I always used to do this. I do it all the time, and I have to check. He goes, sorry, I know you really, and when you type busy, okay, when you hit the Y button, I often hit the T, and if it's predictive, it goes busty. And I typed to a woman, right, who wanted someone who worked for me. I know you're really busty. And she was very well endowed indeed. She was out here. And I thought, I know you're very busty, but can you get out to blah, blah, blah? Is there any way you can do this tomorrow, etc.? But instead of her telling me how, she took it to the boss and said, as a joke, like not in a nasty way, because she thought it was dead funny and they were howling. And I was like, oh, no. So, hello, Gertie. So,
hello, Gertie Robinson.
So, are you busty at the moment? But as I said, my worst ones have always been spoken, not written. Have you ever done a bad typo, Helen?
So I was thinking when I used to be saying like, oh, I'm at the deaf centre, and lots of people say, the deaf centre. When you type that in, it comes up dead.
Oh, I've done that. I put dead. I put that loads.
So it's like, oh, I'm in the dead centre. Yeah, it changes, on the predictive text sometimes. So sometimes you have to reread it.
I had done a post and I'd said I was at the Liverpool Society for Dead People. I've done that about 5 times, and then people tell me all the time because I'm too quick on the phone with my thumbs.
So it's having a type and then breathing and then reading it, isn't it, before you hit send or before you hit
read, definitely before I hit send.
Yeah.
Busty.
So I don't think I've got any other red faces. I think I've been...
I don't know what's going on. It'll all come together, don't worry.
I don't know whether we're just so used to them that we don't find them as embarrassing anymore.
Yeah, maybe. It's just nothing.
But I don't think I have. So we normally have a skill share.
I've got a skill share. Okay, so do you know when you're preparing stuff to paint, everyone does, and they all say, oh, the preps, everything. Well, I'm quite lazy about stuff like that. And the reason I like the alfresco paint that use this branded stuff is you can just put it straight on. But as I was painting the top of the table and it was soaking it in, because it's normally really, and I got the second coat, I thought, oh God, I'm going to have to do a third coat on this. I remembered reading somewhere that all the French sheet paint is great, but if it's on teak or you know, like where you have MDF and then you have a layer of the wood over it.
Yeah.
You do have to treat that first, because otherwise it just goes, and you have to put a layer on it. And it sucked up so much paint, I can't tell you. So if you are painting a tabletop, even if it is the French sheet paint, the alfresco, which you don't normally have to worry about, you still need to put a layer of treatment on it before you start. Otherwise, it will indeed soak up all the paint. But it's just
And what do you know what you use for the layer?
No.
Oh.
The lady in the shops can tell you. She's very, very helpful. The one in Lark Lane's brilliant. There's only 2 stockers in the pool, one in Lark Lane and one in Huyton. I haven't been to the Huyton one.
But the one in Huyton, that's Joanne's. Yeah, that's hers.
So but I'm sure they're both very helpful, because they have to be to sell that product. But it is brilliant, honestly.
And Sandra, you gave me a little bit of a skill share about a household product to make, didn't you?
Yes, the vinegar and tea tree oil one. Yes, so I read this online. It may have been Good Housekeeping online, and it said when you have these products, so you're putting all chemicals in your house and everything all the time, spraying, and if people have got kids with asthma or anything, it can be antagonistic for them, and you put it on your surfaces, it might spill over on your food. And if you're taking, there were measurements for it said like a cup of white vinegar, which white vinegar is dirt cheap. So if you buy a thing like that, that will last you so long. And you get a cup of that, and then you have about 3 drops of tea tree oil, and that wipes out the smell of the white vinegar. You top it up with water and you really mix it well. If you think, oh, well, I don't want that smell of tea tree or whatever, you can put some drops of like an essential, and you only need a little bit. And then it's not just a strong smell, but you're not going to get vinegar, and it is quite pleasant. So it doesn't smell like your house has been bleached. It doesn't smell like what a big product you might use, like a Dettol or a Flash or something. But it's clean and it's fresh, actually. It's quite nice. It's not as intense.
Yeah.
But it lasts ages, and it's really, really effective. And the only thing they say, don't use it on marble all the time, because it can corrode bit by bit. If you've got a granite, or so I'm mindful of that. If you use it, you can't use it on that. But you can use it on any other surface, wood, on your fridge, anything. So I had to go with it, and it was really, really effective. And I thought, not only is it really fresh and you're not using chemicals, but what that costs you. So a thing of vinegar, it's going to be under £1, the smaller one certainly. And then I got a thing of tea tree oil that's £2. Well, that would last you way more than a year, probably a year if you were putting drops in every time. I've got a big thing, and it may say double the width of what you normally buy in one of those products, and it lasts. So it's just lasts ages, and it's really effective. So it's economically better. I use a reusable bottle, so I'm not buying new plastic bottles.
It's more environmental friendly as well, isn't it? You know,
better on every single level. So I made up with myself over that, because I thought so it mightn't be that good. But I'm just thrilled.
Well, if it was in the Good Housekeeping, that's all I'm saying. Do you know what I
mean? They never get anything wrong, Helen. I swear to God, they're just perfect. Okay, so that was my little other thing as well. So it was made up.
That's a few good skill shares. That's some good ones. That's amazing. So shout out to the grown-ups, Sam.
Oh, shout out. Well, I'm not. You know, it's a bit naughty when you're a mum, and shout out to our Ronan, because I made up with him. I'm just so pleased, because he's working, you know, he got his little summer job back that he'd had when he come home, so because he didn't get home last summer, so I was thrilled to bits. And he's been working in Carlisle on Dale Street, so I made up practicing his Italian with the guys there.
And his cocktails.
Yeah, his
cocktail maker now, isn't he? He's doing really well.
And he's enjoying that. So that's good. But because the 2 brothers, Alessio and Federico, for one to go on holiday, so they have to go at different times, and they hadn't been home for 2 years to Sicily. So Federico went first, and so Ronan was working with Alessio, and Alessio worked all the hours God sent because his brother was away. So our Ronan put in some really long hours as well, which I'm delighted about. And, you know, I believe every single person in the world should work in customer service before they do anything. I just think it's essential training for life, and do some long hours and have sore feet and things like that. Especially, if you've got a kid who goes to university, it's really important they do menial, different types of jobs and everything. And I say menial because he's not skilled like the other 2. He has to do the running around because that is, that's all he does, so that's fine. And then so Federico's gone is back now, and Alessio's gone to Sicily. Be doing some more work there. So I'm just dead proud of him. I think I'm really, really lucky as a mum to have the lad I've got. So I'm very, very grateful.
Yeah, so, he's amazing. He's doing really well, and he likes it, doesn't he? You know, which is great, isn't it?
And it's hilarious. Yes. So there's that as well. So that's cool. What about you? If you got a shout out to anyone?
So I'm going to shout out for now for others again. So we shouted out for them last week, but Jamie Webster went. So for Liverpool fans, Jamie Webster brought the song out, and he took his guitar and drums, I think, and he had a bit of a music lesson and things. And I thought that I'm sure lots and lots of the grown-ups would be proper jealous over that.
Yeah,
so there'd be a lot of grown-ups who'd want to have gone, you know, to actually experience that. So Jamie Webster went to my mum. He went to my mum's school. So my mum was and when he was in school, he was quite quiet and, you know, was quite shy. So, and now he's, you know, playing on the stage, and he played in Madrid, and you know. And I think that's lovely, isn't it? Again, another success in our city that we've got this young lad who's just, you know.
Yeah, and he's massively supportive of that charity. And my friend Marie took her daughter, loved it.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah, she went to just meet them and everything. So I introduced her with Susie Kane, and she went to meet them. So I was really pleased. So hopefully there's going to be something in the October half term they can access.
Yeah.
And
I want to give a shout out to all the grown-ups from the Granby Toxteth and the Penny Lane Trust who've been running those events for the last 3 weeks, and they've been there every week, and they've given everybody fruit bags and bottles of water, and they could plant. They've been planting a plant, you know, little. I think they've been planting a sunflower that the kids can take home.
Acupuncture.
And you could get acupuncture, which was and the ice cream man came, you know, and all the kids and were able to have an ice cream.
And I was introduced to a screwball.
Yes, you had a screwball. Yeah, so last weekend, then we had another one today, and the ice cream man was lovely. You know, really nice with all the kids and stuff like that, and it's just lovely, and it was really lovely. So I was in the queue for the. So you'd been and got our screwballs, hadn't you? And then one of the girls who was at the breast cancer stall, I said, "Oh, you know, having an ice cream?" And she said, "Oh, yeah." So I went and got her a screwball. So I was stood in the queue, and there was a lady in front of me who had a grandson who was about 2, maybe. Yeah. And she was stood in the queue. And then another lady come over, and she went, "Oh, hello," you know, and they were touching. She said, "Oh, my God." She said, "I don't think I've seen you for 10 years. And then another lady come over, and she was like, "Oh, I haven't seen you." And it was lovely. And so when I went in and I was talking to them, and I said, "Oh, it was lovely." And she said, last week there was 3 grandmas who had their daughters like all together. And they all met when their kids were little. And then the grandchildren were there. So there was like all these different generations who hadn't seen each other for all these years, all coming together and sharing and, you know, the activities and things, and it was just lovely, wasn't it? You know,
it was a big community event, and it was pulling people in from the community, and the fact they came back each week, you know, it's lovely things like that, isn't it? And everyone joins in the summer and everything, and it was very well attended as well. I thought it was brilliant.
It was brilliant, and that's to, you know, the Granby Toxteth and the Penny Lane Trust, you know, for being so supportive in the local community. And if you haven't been, it's a really lovely space, isn't it? You know, and they've got a little shop with all the Beatles things in and stuff.
That's right. People were there taking photos of the murals.
And you see, they get a lot of tourism. So that little shop normally does really well from tourism. You know, people come in, and obviously because of the pandemic, they haven't had as much tourists, have they?
We've only got a couple of minutes left, but I have got a red face that I've just remembered.
Let's do it. Come on.
So,
Jason only listens in for your red faces. Go on.
I've had a letter from the allotment people. And, you know, I got Bev Hogan and her husband, who was just amazing to help me because I was struggling time-wise. My mum had to have surgery and all the rest of it and have another operation. So I was struggling time-wise, having to do everything with moving, all this stuff going on. So I got Bev to help me, and Bev's just been amazing, and her part of the allotment's just impeccable, and they planted everything, and it's like, and I was like, oh, because I only wanted to grow veg. Anyway, they said to me, "You're not allowed to let your helper do 50%. I have to cultivate more than 50%. Yeah." So I know. So I was a bit embarrassed, really. So I brought myself to shame in the allotment. I think I'm the worst allotment person. ever. So I'm gonna maybe dig up my onions, which will be ready very soon.
Well, Beth's grown a cucumber and what was the other thing she had?
I don't know, but it looked obscene.
Cucumber, and was it peas?
No, it was it was some kind of runner bean. It didn't look like a runner bean, and it was deformed because it was
a box of celebrations that she grew, which was amazing.
I missed the celebrations.
Yeah. So
the nephews.
We're on, Sam. We've got 20 seconds left.
Oh, okay. I had a little closey thing to say.
Yeah, closing quote over to you.
Dead quick, which I've just near lost. Where is it now? And it was about, if you think you can, you can. If you think you can't, you can't.
Perfect.
So
can-do attitude.
Yeah, if you think you can, you can.
If you think you can't, you can't. Lovely. Well, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure. And we will see everybody next week.
Yeah, and our guest next week is Mark Carr, who did a photographic documentary of the whole thing during the lockdown, which was intriguing. And he's going to be talking about all he's got to offer. And that's it.
Brilliant. And I'll see you soon. Thank you.
Good night, Pat.
Good night, Pat.